Hello, if you got some questions about the NEXAT Pack here on Farming Simulator 25, stick around. I'm going to answer those. And there's some ups and downs with this thing. It's really cool, but there's some ups and downs, so you need to know. So let's jump in and get started. Okay, if you're going to buy this thing, what you're going to do is go to the menu. Once you've loaded it off the mod hub, you do have to purchase it. It's a DLC. And you see these choices here real quick. The main unit there is $655,000. Yes, it's kind of pricey, but it has 1,100 horsepower and it pulls all this other stuff. Now, some of the ins and outs, let me show you how to buy this. So what you want to do first is buy the unit. Okay, so we're going to buy that and it's over at the shop. Okay, here it is. Okay, now what we want to do, if you're on console or PC with a controller, you're going to hit LB and A, and it's going to put it in the work mode. Okay, now you want to back it up. Okay, we're backing it up out of the way. And I'm doing this so it'd be easier to line it up with the next piece I'm going to get. Okay, now we're going back to the menu. Now, what I want to do is cultivate my field. That's my first step here. You have two choices. You have a disc harrow and you have a cultivator. Now, the advantages of a disc harrow normally is that it's faster for the same horsepower. However, this one is not. Notice it's 14 meters wide, goes 10 miles an hour. Cultivator is also 14 meters wide, goes 10 miles an hour. You may as well get the cultivator. Plus, when I tried the disc harrow, it left some little strips there. The cultivator just worked better for whatever reason. Now, having said that, in order to hook these up, if you look at the bottom, the text there, it says this tool requires a module in between. Well, that's a module, this is a module, and the harvester thing is a module. So what we're going to do is get this one. Okay, you need that in order to seed later, the next step. So we're going to go ahead and get this module next. Not the cultivator itself, but the module next, because it has to go on next. And we're not quite lined up, but I'm going to roll this over to here so I can get my wheels around the outside of this. And those little lines help you when you get closer. Straight on. And there you go. Now I'm going to back this up. And I'm going to buy my next piece. Go back to the NEXAT pack. This just makes it a lot easier. If you don't, they're all in the wrong order and you have to move them around and it's a pain in the butt. So just keep this in mind. So we're going to get this cultivator here, $198,500. And I'm going to drive forward again. I should be lined up now. See how easy that is? Now that's connected. Okay, now I'm going to hit LB and A again and go back to the drive mode. And at the same time, this little pack here, before I forget the yellow part, I'm going to fill that with fertilizer and seeds. Okay, I'm just going to do one. That should be enough. And there you go. Now we're in the drive mode. Now this thing is a little slow to steer, so be careful. Now, because this has wheels on the edges, okay, you'll see it more when I put it in the work mode. See how these fields are real close to these poles? It doesn't like that because the wheels are going to be in the way. So what I did on this field is I boarded it. You can see there, kind of lined it up. Then I hit LB and A, get it in the work mode again. Let's see how I bordered that field so it doesn't have an issue with the telephone poles. We're going to get him going. All right, and he's cultivating. Look at that. We'll be back in a minute. All right, we're finishing up cultivating our field. Look at that. And it is done. So what I'm going to do now is hit LB and A, put it in the drive mode. Okay, now what I'm going to do is drop off my cultivator. Hit LB and A again. Now I got to go pick up a seeder that goes with this, and it will attach right to this module. I already have seeds and fertilizer in there. Okay, I'm going to go to the menu again, NEXAT, and this time I'm looking for a seeder. Okay, and that's this apparatus right there. It's $199,500. But look at it, it's 13 and a half meters wide, goes 9 miles an hour, which is not bad. Okay, so we're going to get that. Okay, you can see my deal over there, a little bit crooked. Turn this over to work mode. Okay, back to drive mode, piece of cake. I'm going to set it on oats. That's what I can plant right now. Right, and he is off seeding this field with oats. The cab is pretty cool. Looks pretty modern. Got some electronics in there. And it's off and working. We'll be back. All right, we're done planting our oats. Let's take a look at the map. It's not a perfect job. This thing skips some little rows there, here and there. We'll see how it looks when it's grown, but according to this, it had skipped some. So you can see it there. And now we're going to go into tomorrow and we have to weed this thing. Okay, it's tomorrow, April, nice rainy day. All right, what we're going to do now is purchase a weeder, and right here it's a hoe for $159,000. The Chop Star, we're going to get that. We're going to go into work mode, LB and A. Okay, go to drive mode, LB and A again. And we're going to get this to the field. Okay, we're to the field. Now we're going into work mode again, LB and A. Yeah, you can see the rows there. I don't know if that's for the tire tracks or what, if it's supposed to do that. Uh, yeah, I'm not sure. But it did leave some rows in between the crops. So that's a percentage of your crops. Okay, let's see how this thing weeds. And there you go. It's getting up the weeds. Just like any other weeder. Going 7 miles an hour, and I'm pretty sure it's 14 meters wide. Everything's 14 meters wide. And there you go. We'll get this done. We'll be right back. All right, we've seen how to use the hoe to weed a field. Now, if I need to spray it for fertilization, what I'm going to do is go to the menu, and I got to buy this sprayer apparatus. Line it up here. There you go. We have a sprayer. Okay, once again, the sprayer, it doesn't need it comes with its own tanks. You don't need anything. So that's it right there. It takes liquid fertilizer. So what I'm going to do, buy a thing of liquid fertilizer, put in there. All right, now to switch with the sprayer on there, because it opens, LB and A is going to open it. So what I got to do is hit Y on the console and switch to the main vehicle, and then hit LB and A to go to drive mode, like that. Hey, we're going to go find a field to spray. All right, we're here at our field. We're going to put our wings out here and spray this field. Pretty good bit of arm reach on there. 56 meters at 7 miles an hour. So that's pretty good. Pretty good. Doesn't take that long to spray. That's a pretty good sprayer. And there we go. 56 meters at 7 miles an hour. Okay, it is now July, time to harvest our oats. So what we're going to do is go to the menu, look for the NEXAT, and the only thing we're not going to actually do is this slurry take here, because I don't have any cows to give it slurry, but you do it just like the other things there. Okay, you just mount it right on the carrier. So what we're going to do is go to this thing. This is the harvester part. Okay, we have to get that first for $318,000. Okay, we're going to buy that. This in the work mode. Guess I could have went down a little bit. Okay, that's the harvester apparatus machine. Now I got to pick a header based on what I'm harvesting. So I go back to the menu. Now, once you buy these, you're just picking them up from wherever you put them down. So it has a corn menu or a corn header there and a wheat header. We're doing wheat right now. Corn is going to work the same way. And it's a pretty decent header here, harvester. It's got a couple of good things. One, most harvesters go 6 miles an hour. This one goes 7. Okay, it's 15.2 for the wheat. And there are some that are bigger, but 7 miles an hour is pretty good. And the corn header, though, is also, and it does corn and sunflowers, is also 15.2 wide. It goes 7 miles an hour. So for a corn header, that's really good. We're going to get the wheat header, and you would just work the corn header the same way. So we're not going to do that. Okay, we have our header on. Let's switch to the tractor portion to go to drive mode. Now there is a negative. The positive of this is, let me show you on the menu again. It holds a lot of stuff. It holds 32,500 liters of material. The biggest harvester right now, the case, or some of the couple of others too, hold 20,000 without a mod. So this is good, more than, like 60% more. It's a lot. Okay, it's a lot. So 32,500 before you have to load it or unload it. I mean, that's pretty doggone good. All right, let's go to the field. All right, we're here at the field. We're going to unfold this and get it to harvesting. Now, there is a negative. The positive is it holds 32,500 liters of material. You're going to see the negative here in just a second. You can see the negative on my seeder there. It left some spots there. All right, here's the negative. It has 2 straw swaths. I don't know why they do that. One in the middle would be a lot better because that's twice as many you'd have to pick up. So what I did is when I completed this entire 50-acre field, I just had a tractor run a windrower over it before I picked it up. And that's going to cut those in half. So that's the negative. But the NEXAT Pact is really cool. I like the mechanics of it. It's kind of like a hardtop convertible, just watching it, operate, which is pretty cool. But there are some idiosyncrasies to it. Maybe they'll get some of those bugs out. I don't know if the real deal equipment does the same or not, but pretty cool thing if you have some large fields and want to use it. I'm liking it so far. It's fun to play with. And that's all I got. If you have any questions, like I say, you do the corn header, the corn header the same way. But if you have any questions, hit me up in the comments. I'll let you know. I'm Farmer Teacher, and I'll see you on the next go round. Bye-bye.